Ready?
Pimpmytattoo is brought to you by the Insider of Southern Oregon.
Hello everybody, this is Victor delosAngeles, and I just wanted to share with you guys a little something that is one of my hobbies, and something that I don't know, has been one of my things that I've been involved with since I was a kid because of my parents, again, passing on their knowledge and teaching, you know, their kids, so when they grow up they can do the same thing. So I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna pass it on to you guys and show you guys what I got going on. So when it comes to my hobbies and the things that I do that actually take up my spare time and give me things to do and keep me out of trouble is like the biggest deal. So right now our latest project is you know, I've always wanted to have my own grape vineyard. So between grapes and kiwi fruit, there's two of my favorite things is grapes and kiwis. So come to find out, kiwis are good to, you know, keep cancer at bay, or if it's something that runs in your family or whatever, it keeps it away. They say like an apple a day keeps a doctor away. Well, truth is, with the apples, if you only have one, you're good. If you have more than one, then you're looking at maybe having some intestinal issues. So I think that's what they mean by that. But anyway, the kiwi thing, we're actually just starting to cultivate our first kiwi crop. And I've actually set up a, you can see here behind me, a gate, which is it's not even a gate, it's just a ladder, right? But it's all made out of metal and wood. You see here at the top, okay, how it goes all the way across, and there's wire there, takes it all the way to the front there. And you see down over here, we have grapevines, right? There's a bunch of grape over here. This one here is kiwi right here, and so is this little female right here. So we got a female here, and we got the male right over there. So the plan is to get this, now that it's in the ground, they're both in the ground, I have to trim them back a few buds, is what's recommended, a couple buds from the ground up. And it's going to take a year, but it should take a year to grow. I think it is 6 foot, and I want the one stalk to go up 6 feet, and when we get to that 6 foot, we're going to crop it just above that 6 foot mark at that bud that's there, and that's going to branch off and go 2 ways, and then you're going to have a vine and another vine that will grow, and that's going to grow for another year. So come the 3rd year is when you start to see fruit. Then there'll be a cane that runs off of those, off of each, you know, growth throughout that year, that is actually going to create the canopy and will give you your fruit that grows underneath the leaves in the canopy, right? Protected from the sun. So, and that's the fuzzy kiwi, and that actually is pretty hardy, and from what I understand, will withstand freezing temperatures, which in the Pacific Northwest we have from time to time. We're in the banana belt, which is not very often that it happens. So if you don't know what a banana belt is, look that up. It's pretty interesting. But for the most part, within 3 years, we should be producing about 100 pounds of kiwi per year, so, or per season. And I guess where we're at, sometimes that could be, I think, up to twice it'll give us fruit. But that's yet to see. So that's, and something that I didn't explain is the whole reason you need to cut that off at the 2 buds, just above the 2nd bud, is when you first stick them in the ground, is so that the root will grow and will stabilize and will grow in those 3 cubic feet of good soil. And from what I understand, chloride is not a good thing for kiwi. So you got to make sure there's no chloride additives in your fertilizer or your potting soil that you put in the ground for your kiwi. As far as grape go, grape are pretty hardy. They'll grow in any kind of soil. The richer the better, and that's a similar process to what I'm doing now. But I'm doing actually 3 different methods of rooting with what I'm doing with the grapes. So the grapes right now, I have 50 branches that all have 2 or more buds on them, with a nice little stalk or little end on them that I've scraped back the cadium, I guess is what they call it, which is that light, that outer layer that is alive, just under the bark, and added some root tone or rooting hormone to that. Dump it in the powder and knock it off a little bit, and then that's what you stick in the ground, or you can stick it in water. There's a few different ways to do that. So I'm taking both roots that are on older rootstock or branch that actually was touching the ground and had a few roots started. I stuck those in dirt, and no need for the root tone or the root hormone for those. Those will keep going. But the ones that are trimmings that you're trying to start roots on, and you're gonna do that with, you gotta make sure that they have plenty of drainage, and they'll move, and or the water will flow through the pot instead of stay there, because then you get the root rot, which is the same thing for any plant, unless it's something that grows indigenous to water saturated areas. But anyway, so we got something like 60 something grapevines that we're working with right now that are going to be doing something over the next 6 months, and some may make it, some may not. So it's going to be a process of elimination with that stuff. But I also have some that are in a I'm going to take you over there and show you guys, that are in a greenhouse, but they're in a rooting humidifier type of contraption. And you can see here that that's what this is, right? So this works under, it's pretty cool. But and you can see here we got everything from chives, basil, tomato, mint, and cilantro. Over here we got carrots and onions, and a few of these grape that I have started, like I told you, that are just short little stalk that have another nub underneath. So there are 2 buds. One is under the ground and the other here. So the growth will start right at this ball here when its time has come. There's got to be a little bud there, someplace for it to grow something new. So that's how that works. If you don't have something on there for it to grow from, it won't do a whole lot. But so anyway, there you have it. Just give you guys a little look at what we're doing here at home.
Pip My Tattoo is brought to you by the Insider of Southern Oregon.
Keep it nice and